We're going to move fast on this one. We are going to analyze a quadratic equation. We're going to find its roots. We're going to see if the parabola, which is what a quadratic is, opens up or down, and then we're going to complete the square to find the vertex. We're going to go fast, but the nice thing about videos, you can stop it, rewind it, watch it again. Here we go. Here's the quadratic equation, y equals x squared minus 5x plus 6. I chose this one because it factors very nicely. Y equals x minus 3 times x minus 2. X squared minus 3x minus 2x adds to minus 5x. And then minus 3 times minus 2 gives us a plus 6. This tells us our zeros are at x equals 3 and at 2. And we'll just put little brackets right there. And that tells us that that's where our function crosses the x-axis. Because when x is 3, 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 times anything is 0, and so y will be 0. It's on the x-axis. Same with 2. Now, let's find out if it opens up or down. For that, we look at the number in front of x squared. That is not a 0 that I drew. I am putting a circle around the understood number 1 that is in front of that. If it's positive, then it opens upward. So it's going to be a parabola that looks something like that. It opens up. If it is a negative number, then it's going to open downward. So I've already found out my zeros and whether it opens up or down. Now I need to do the vertex, and that means we complete the square. I have y equals, we don't need this here, x squared minus 5x plus 6. I'm going to take the 6 and cast it off a little bit over to the right. X squared minus 5x plus 6. And now I'm going to look at this number right here in front of the x. I want to take half of it, so off to the side that's going to be minus 5 divided by 2, that's half of minus 5. And then I'm going to take this number and square it. That becomes 25 over 4. And that's the number I put right there to get my perfect square. But if I add 25/4 here, I need to subtract it over here. When I added 25/4, it was like a scale getting tipped like this. Now I need to subtract it and bring it back. Now I can write this as a perfect square. That is something squared and has an x right there and it has a minus because of that minus. And the number that goes here is that thing that I had off to the side, 5 halves. If you think about it, x minus 5 halves is x, minus 5 halves times x minus 5 halves, x squared minus 5 halves x minus 5 halves x gives me minus 5, or minus 5x. And then this guy here is 25/4 when I multiply it. All that to say is that that's what I get. Over here, I have plus 24/4 minus 25/4. This whole thing is equal to x minus 5 halves squared minus 1/4. Now what's interesting about this is whenever you have this, when you get this thing in this form, which is called standard form, you can see very well that this is going to give you your minimum when when this whole thing is equal to 0. Whether it opens up or down, it doesn't matter. When this thing equals 0, that's your minimum, which means your vertex is going to be, for this one, is at 5/2, and this guy right here is the y-coordinate of your vertex, -1/4. Now we can graph. We know that our roots said that we went through the x-axis at 2 and at 3, so there's that. And then at 5/2, which is in the middle of those two guys, and at -1/4, let's make that a 1 tag mark, so there, that is our parabola. It opens up because we know that the number in front of x squared is 1. It has these two zeros here at 2 and at 3. It has this vertex, which we found by completing the square, and we have done it. We're done. We never had to pull out the calculator to do it. Now you do it.